His mission is to become the next Wizard King.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kaijo, and yes, I'm still sick. All right, but we're gonna be talking about the two main SR units that you need to work on right now with the whole shift on the PvP meta. Now having Noel, now having, well, soon to have Julius. You are in desperate needs right now to summon and get some of these characters. All right, now the SR units that you're gonna be looking at, and hopefully you did pull them, are gonna be Feral and Volos. Now the reason why you want to work on both Feral and Volos is because of their speed, demon, and stamina. Okay, their buffs are very crucial at this point because of PvP. Now, in order to do well on PvP and even like succeed and get wins and get to the top, you need to work on the two units. Later on in the game, they will get you know, set in the back burner because not many people are going to be running the two of them anymore. But for the time being, since global is still currently new, and you know, it's very important to get these units worked on, I recommend you get them done. Now the reason why, again, their stamina increasing, their buffing is important on PvP. We're going to talk about Feral first. Okay, the first unit, which is the red support unit. He's currently sitting on S tier when it comes to PvP because of what he does. On PvE, he doesn't use anything. He's not any help. He's lackluster. Okay, so let's talk about him on PvP. So right now, right here, we have his first stat skill, which is granting increased speed level 2, which is increasing speed by 45% for to 2 allies with the lowest mobility for 2 turns. That right there is already important, and I would recommend getting it to level 5 for all the additional 5% that you can stack up. It's important. I don't have him maxed out because I don't use him anymore, or I wasn't using him for a long time actually. But yeah, get it maxed out as much as you can because it's gonna help you out later on, especially with PvP. And if you're trying to like nuke, if you're trying to just do 1 turn, these two are going to be very important for you guys. Okay, so now the second skill is one of the more important skills, which is buffing all allies with the spatial magic, which grants all allies increased attack level 2, which is increasing attack by 55%. Okay, 55% increase on attack. And then the next one is if a designated ally is buffed with increased crit rate, which is increasing damage done. I'm sorry, increasing crit rate. It grants them 10% increased damage dealt, which is increasing damage done based off of how far you've gotten. So if you've gotten it to level 5, all these increments of 5% will be added up, and then that how much you will do, which is a 10% chance of increasing the amount of damage that's being dealt for 2 turns. Okay. And then the ultimate is where things get very important, which is granting all allies increased speed level 3, which is 55% increase for 2 turns. He also has a 60% chance to remove 1 debuff from an ally. And then on top of that, he has a 50% chance to grant an ally increased crit rate level 3, which increases crit rate by 22%. All right. And that's all for 2 turns. 2 turns. All right, it's insane. So how are you going to use this man? You're going to use his ultimate first off rip, and then you'll use the second skill. All right, that's how you're going to use our boy Feral, and he is very important for PvP. Okay, now the gears that I run on him is just regular you know, defense gears because I want him to just take attacks. And I also have like magic attack because he's a magic attacker. Okay, so these are all like defense based or HP, and then the second one is the defense, and then the next one is magic attack, and then this is defense. You understand what I'm saying? This one's defense and this one is magic attack. So I'm working on both his magic attack as well as his defense just because I want him to take attacks. Now the other thing is you can also give him speed, the speed gears, which Oh, I already have it on. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm still sick, guys. All right. But yeah, you can give these to him as well to increase the speed, HP gears, so you can increase his HP, and then defense. So his defense is basically up there. You want him to take attacks. You want him to survive. You want him to take the damage. All right, and you don't want him to basically die. So that's why I have his HP and well, his defense stats more. Now the next character we're gonna look at is our boy Volos. Now Volos, he is also similar to what Feral does, except he's a little more for stamina, whereas Feral is more for speed. So for stamina, his first skill applies 10% increased stamina, which increases mobility by a fixed amount based off of the amount of levels you have. If you have him level 5, you get an increment of 10% increase, plus 5 plus 5, 10%. And it gives it to one ally with the lowest stamina. Okay. His second skill applies increased magic attack level 3, so that's a buff right there, to a designated ally for 2 turns. Okay. And then he also has a 50% chance to applying block stamina reduction to an ally for 2 turns, which means when you're under this effect, you will be immune to stamina reduction, which is this one right here. All right, and what I'm telling you right now is to work on these as well, because this will increase the increment by 10% each time of blocking the stamina reduction. So you have a higher chance of not getting your stamina reduced. And then his ultimate is applying 20% increased stamina to all allies. So this is important to get to maxed out, because it increases both magic and physical attack by 5% increments. And if you got it maxed out, you can add all those up. Okay. And he also increases the mobility by the fixed amount, which is very crucial. Okay. So what you'll do for this unit is you'll use his ultimate and then his second skill. All right. That is how you're going to be basically using him. And like I said, he does it to all allies, and then the first skill he does damage to one enemy, which is similar to what Feral does. He has the second skill, which is all allies, ultimate all allies, and then the first skill, which is single target. All right, so work on these 2 units. It's very important, very crucial, because they're going to be a very, very important unit to use on PvP. The gears that you can run on Volos is similar to what you can run on Feral, okay? Because you want him to outspeed, and you want him to withstand attacks. So again, you can share these gears between Feral and Volos if you're going to use one or the other, or you can build both of them the same way, which is HP, attack, and stamina. I think this is stamina. So yeah, those are the gears that you'll be looking into these 2 units. Now, when it comes to these 2, all right, they are going to help boost stamina and help boost speed. That in itself is going to get you wins. Because yes, they may be SR units that you brought up to LR, but trust me, the way that you use them on PvP, they are top dogs. They are top dogs. They're rated both at S rank on PvP. And for PvE, they're not anything. They're really lackluster, but they really shine on PvP. So I recommend working on the 2 units, Feral and Volos, those SR units. If you have not worked on them yet, work on them, okay? I've worked on my Volos. I got them to LR. I have not gotten my Feral to LR yet on global, which I will be doing, okay? Before Noel and Julius comes, please work on these 2 units. I know it's such short time, but yeah, they're going to be very important to your teams on PvP.